Hello and welcome back to Fallout 76. Today we are going to have a look at the Ogua Gauntlet, a new named weapon that drops from the event Beasts of Burden. The Ogua Gauntlet is a reskinned bear arm. It actually uses the same mods as the bear arm, but instead of a bear head, it has a turtle head. The legendary effects are Juggernauts, which gives you a bonus up to 25% for having full health, faster swing speed, +1 endurance. It also has a special effect, giving you 20% more damage. Like all the other weapons from the latest update, it can be re-rolled and still keep that 20% more damage bonus. I do have this modified with the puncturing mod, which adds extra damage and armor penetration. Now, just a quick look at the build. This is a melee character, but is a work in progress. The Ogua Gauntlet is an unarmed weapon, so I'll be using Iron Fist. I'll also use Martial Artist for faster swing speed and Incisor for armor penetration. I'll be using Tenderizer for extra damage and Bloody Mess for extra damage. I also have Adrenaline, and it's not maxed out, and I don't really know why. For mutations, all I have are Twisted Muscles and Speed Demon. I keep thinking I need to add Carnivore, but I forget. So I do have a few food buffs running. I have Yaogwai Ribs, Mutant Hound Chops, and Glowing Meat Steak, which I'll give a bonus to melee damage. And if I was running Carnivore, it would be a double bonus. And I'm not running Hack and Slash because I like using melee out of VATS. So this is kind of a half-baked, a half-baked melee character. I haven't gotten there yet. But even as a half-baked character, this weapon does pretty well. I mean, it's not top tier in terms of gauntlet weapons, but it still seems to do okay, and I am a full health character, so the one thing I don't like about Juggernauts, well, the biggest thing, the same reason I don't like Vanguards. When you need it the most, you get less of a bonus. So it does give a bonus to health, up to 25%. And as you can see, my current bonus is only 16% because my health is not 100, and that's gonna be pretty common. I think Juggernauts is actually a pretty terrible effect for a melee character. Because you will be pretty much constantly taking damage. You'll always be up close and personal with the enemies, so you're always going to be on fire, so you'll very rarely be at 100% health. Juggernauts is an okay effect, but I think it's better suited to something that's ranged, where you're not constantly taking damage. So for melee, I prefer almost anything. Gourmands, Aristocrats, Bloodied if you're low health, Anti-Armor. But with all that being said, as you can see, this still makes quick work of enemies. And if this was a fully buffed character, these would be one hits. And I think a common thought process with a lot of people is that if something's not top tier, so something like a Power Fist or even the Gauntlet that you can get from Foundation, those are going to outclass the Bear Arm and by extension the Ogua Gauntlet. A lot of people think that makes it not worth using, and that just isn't the case. You can see this is plenty strong, and I do like the fact that it looks different. Not like every other weapon. But yeah, Juggernauts is, as you can see, my health is most of the time less than 100%. So I'm just not getting maximum benefit from that effect. So for something like this, I would definitely re-roll it. Try and keep that extra 20% damage bonus and just go for something that's a little better for melee. Oh wow, we've got everything already going. Mirelurk Queen's actually already alive, so alright. That should be something. Now this character has pretty good poison resist, so I think it's around 100. It might actually be more than that, but it's at least 100. So poison is not something I'm worried about. But yeah, these are pretty tanky enemies generally. Okay, let's see how we do against... let's get rid of this guy. Alright, let's see how we do against her. She's level 100. Okay, well we're actually doing really nice damage. What, over 300 per hit? Nice. All that armor penetration helps. She does plenty of damage, but yeah, she goes down pretty easily. Drama-free. So it turns out I got the Blight from one of those disease Mirelurks, but I'm running a little low on disease cures at the moment, so we are just going to have to do with the debuff here. But so far, I'm very impressed with this weapon. In fact, overall, the new weapons, all the new melee weapons has been... There's a lot of good options here, but let's see how we do against this big guy. It's going to hit much harder than us, but it's not going to be as tanky as a Mirelurk Queen, so I don't anticipate it being a problem. Yep, down without a problem. So overall, I really like this weapon. I don't care for Juggernauts though. So if this were something I was going to continue to use, which I probably will, it's something I'll re-roll. Just because I think Juggernauts is just not a good choice for a melee weapon. But even with that, where I was basically not getting the full benefit the entire run, everything went down without a problem. And that just speaks to the power of unarmed weapons, just kind of in general. They tend to be the strongest of all the melee weapons, and this is really not an exception. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit one of the buttons down below, and I hope you'll join me in the next one. Thank you very much.